And it all starts with Sioux City Bishop Heelan. This is going to be their third year in Class 3A, and this is a program that looks to be a crusher to a lot of teams that have hopes of winning a state championship.
Very strange, BJ. We watched them play one of the most fantastic games of the year against Harlan, and then they beat them in the playoffs. And I think everybody was like, whoa, you know, this is the real deal. I mean, forget about it. Season's over now. Got to the semi, struggled against Carlisle, a team that's had a good football program, but not traditionally get their way to the Dome and dominate and win in the Dome. I think Carlisle and Coach Hoekstra halfway through that game with Heelan figured out we're better than they are, you know. And I think it was just maybe it just didn't quite click, and the kids figured it out. And then Heelan, you know, you figure still with the tradition, get to the championship game, they're going to win it. And then we realized that Keokuk team was one of the best 3A teams that we've seen in a long time. Keokuk's probably not going to be there again this year. But that's not to say they don't have a chance. But with Brandon Wager and all the hype that he's getting, it's going to be a tough deal for them. People are going to be ready to get after him. And they know him. They know that. And I think if you're a traditional program, that's what you want. You want people to say, we want to beat that team. But Wager's got a scholarship from everybody in the country, so we can't go through here and list, you know, his I think it's just been like Notre Dame is the only one that hasn't offered him yet, and I think they would like that one. So on tape, he's as impressive as we've seen. But that district really boils down. Lamar's got Levi Price, who's a nice player off the top of my head, and Spencer's always good. So Dennis and Schleswig's had their moments, but it all ends, the whole class starts and ends with Heelan.
Well, another team that's moving up to keep an eye on too in District 1 is Estherville Lincoln Central. Spencer, of course, is getting better from the last couple of years, but Estherville Lincoln Central had a lot of success in 2A. They now move up to 3A, and of course you throw in Dennis and Schleswig in there. For the first time in a long time, they're not going to be in the same district as Harlan. Even though they would love to, because those teams like to hit the field against one another.
Well, and I think they've had, you know, prior to the last 5 to 6 years, you know, they were actually having success against Harlan, and I think that's what you want. So, but I would be, if I was on the staff there, I'd be like, yeah, that's all right.
Get a pass. And in District 2, Algona, Charles City, Clear Lake. Some other teams that jump out at you is Iowa Falls, Alden. This is a district that I think we're going to be surprised to see who's going to be the district champion this year.
Yeah, Clear Lake, obviously, Coach Week, they just have been getting it done. So you start right there, and then you start filling in. But is somebody going to challenge? Because it's always fun when you watch scores over the years and you see teams that are good programs, like Waverly, Shell Rock, and Hampton-Dumont moving up too, and Iowa Falls has had it. And then you watch, and you're like, well, they should beat them because of this. And then you go Friday night, you're getting ready to do your AP stuff, and you're like, how did they lose? And so, yeah, so competitive-wise, it's going to be a lot of fun.
And, of course, in District 3, you do have Decorah. This is a team that many are saying that they should be the top-ranked team in the state when the season does open up. Do you feel that way about the Vikings?
I wouldn't rank them number 1 at all. I would have them maybe in the top 5. But the thing that I think that really helps them, and there's no team returning from the state playoffs in this district. It's wide open. They obviously have some great talent coming back. And sometimes, and coaches will tell you this too, and I mentioned it early in the program, it really isn't how good you are or how you compare it to. It's who you play during the season. And I'm not saying this district is weak, because over the years, West Delaware's been to a state championship recently. Walk-On's a good program, so is Old Wine, New Hampton, the whole 9 yards. But if you're the dominant team in your district and everybody knows it, and then maybe that playoff breaks just right, you might be healthy and you might be holding up the gold at the end. However, I still think that Decorah's got a lot to prove with some really strong teams out there, including always Harlan and Heelan, but will they beat themselves up getting there?
And you take a look at District 4, obviously the Benton community, you've got Central DeWitt, Maquoketa, Vinton, Shellsburg. Who's your pick there in District 4?
I'm going to have to go Marion. They've just kind of been getting it done the last couple of years, and the staff over there, I think Benton's going to be good. DeWitt has been, I think some people have got them a little bit higher than I would put them, but that one I think is maybe as competitive in the top 5 as any that we'll see. So.